In this section, you're going to learn how you can work with files, folders, and text files. The techniques I show you in this section are techniques that are included in 80% of the VBA tools or applications that I create for my work or for my clients. We start off by learning how we can check if a file or a folder exists. So let's say in your code you want to open a specific file. You can check first if the path actually exists before running the open statement, because otherwise you're going to get an error if it doesn't exist. I'm also going to show you how you can use wildcards here. We'll do a similar check for a folder, and if a folder doesn't exist, we're actually going to create that folder in the directory. Next up is to write VBA code that gives the user the opportunity to select a specific file. It's called getOpenFileName method, and it really improves the user-friendliness of your tools. Now, I use this when I want the user to import certain data from other files. So they pick the file through Excel's dialog box. I get the name and the path with VBA, and then I do the respective manipulation. But usually I import the data first and then I manipulate. You can also allow the user to multi-select files, and we actually see that when we work on the sales regional reporting tool. But I've also included an example in the handouts. Another good technique that can come in handy is to allow the user to select a folder, again using a dialog box, and then writing code that loops through the contents inside the folder. For example, you might want to be looking to import data from every single file in the folder, or just files that start with data and are Excel files. We're going to cover that. We'll then take a look at creating CSV files, so comma-separated files, out of specific tabs in Excel. We finalize this section by learning about text files and how we can create them from scratch. Now, creating text files is a little bit more complex than CSV files. But in my projects, I personally need the text file method because I usually need to fix the delimiter to a specific character. For example, if I need the delimiter to be a semicolon, I can control that using the text file technique instead of exporting as CSV files. Because with saving as CSV, the delimiter is dependent on the regional settings of the computer. We'll be digging deeper in text files in the activity lecture of the section, so if that's a topic that interests you, make sure you don't skip that.